and you win. So I mean, it's possible there could be a big letdown after beating their hated enemy, but I don't know. Like I said, there is no more room for error. They have to keep winning, and or else they're just not going to make the playoffs at all.
Yeah, well, the thing with the Steelers too, they were at home last week.
Right.
They go to New Orleans. Um, th- Honestly, the Steelers have to hope that their defense shows up again, and the Saints offense is still struggling. And I think if they can hold the Saints down at least somewhat. I mean, we all know the Steelers can score points. Is James Conner coming back this week? Because I
It's
know he was hurt last
very
week.
iffy. I think he kind of sort of practiced today. Um, I, I don't think he's anywhere near 100%. I mean, I hear people saying, keep him out, let him heal up or whatever. But it's real iffy. If I were, I can't even guess right now. I'd say right now it's 50-50.
Yeah. See, that's going to be a big part because, like I said, the Saints' run defense is very good anyway. Even if Connor
Yeah,
comes back, the
yeah.
Saints' run defense is really good. I think a lot of it's going to come down to because the Saints' offensive line is banged up. Max Unger, their center, is in the concussion protocol. Teron Armstead was out last week with a pectoral injury. Now he has a knee injury, so we don't know if he's going to start. He's the starting left tackle. Javon Bushrod is hurt. So we have a bunch of injuries on the offensive line. I think so. The keys to this is going to be: can the Saints stop either James Conner or Jalen Samuels, whoever they run? Can that run defense make the Steelers one dimensional? And then also on the other side of the ball, can the Steelers defense get pressure on Drew Brees because the Saints offensive line is banged up? So I think those are a couple of matchups to look at to see if that winds up happening. Another thing is too, if the Saints defense plays like they've been playing and getting pressure and stopping the run, it's going to be interesting to see because we have Marshawn Lattimore, who was the defensive rookie of the year last year, going against Antonio Brown, who obviously is like the best receiver in football for the past 5, 6 years.
Hmm.
And also too, you have Juju on the other side, and we have Eli Apple. Now Apple usually covers the slot receiver since he came over from the Giants, but I don't know if they're going to have him on the outside covering Juju, or that's going to be another interesting aspect of the game to see how that works out.
Yeah, and uh, the other thing that emerged from that Steelers Patriots game is that even when I mean basically Antonio Brown and Juju did very little against the Patriots, but their third receivers, whether it was Eli Rogers or James Washington or Vance McDonald, they did very well. So that could be the another threat. It's like, okay, well, you take out our best guy, take out our second best guy, but can you take out our third or fourth or fifth best guy?
Right.
And they're pretty good too. So uh, that'll be interesting. But then again, will Ben have enough time to find that third or fourth guy if he's getting sacked all the time? So that'll be really interesting. So I have no idea how this is going to go. Like I said, the Steelers are in desperation mode, but the Saints have a lot to play for too. So we'll see how this goes. It's going to be very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. The Saints. At this point, if the Saints win this week, they wrap up the first seed in the NFC because we have the tiebreaker against the Rams
Mhm.
because we beat them earlier in the year. So, and we have a 1 game lead right now. So basically, if the Saints beat the Steelers this week, they wrapped up the number 1 seed. They can rest week 17. They have a bye. We don't have to worry about that. So, I mean, so I'm hoping that the Saints can just take this game, wrap up the season basically, put a nice little bow on it, rest up a couple weeks, get our offensive line healthy, get all that stuff done. But like you said, the Steelers are going to come to play, and the Steelers, their offense, just like you said, you stop Antonio Brown, well, you have Juju. If you stop Juju, you have Eli Rogers, James Washington, and those guys, Jalen Samuels in the backfield. Even if Connor doesn't play, there are a lot of weapons there. and we know the Steelers can put up points with anybody. In the Dome, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I still think the Saints are going to take it just because they're home. If it was in Pittsburgh, I'd say it might be a different story. But the Saints are tough at home, and they can run with just about anybody, although their offense hasn't looked good. So I'm hoping coming back home this week that they can kind of find their rhythm before Week 17 and before the bye week going into the playoffs. But I'd have to say the Saints are going to take this one. I think it's going to be close, though. I think it's going to be a good matchup.
We will see. All right, sir. Thank you so much, Johnnie Black at jball0202, and of course from thescorecrow.com. Lots of good stuff going on the Scorecrow, right?
Yeah, we have a ton of stuff going on. We've just started covering all the bowl games for anyone interested into college football. We just started doing all the previews every day. With each bowl game, we got previews coming out. We just started our NHL. I know you're a big Penguins fan.
Oh, yeah.
So we just started our NHL department about 2 weeks ago. So that's getting up and running. We've had a couple articles put out. So that's going. And I tell you, once football's in full swing, but once football's over in January, realize it's only 2 months until pitchers and catchers report for baseball. So we'll be getting going with that too.
Yeah, it's crazy. It seems like it wasn't too long ago that baseball ended, and now we might be talking about spring training. So.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Hey, thank you so much. Let's do this again sometime.
Thanks, Joey. Definitely. Thanks for having me.
All right, see ya. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow to preview Week 16 in the NFL. Thanks again to Bob Rose and Johnnie Black. Talk to you later. Another episode is in the bag.